Hey, welcome to week 3. Last week we did the basics. This week we're going to get into some of the ways you can customize Word, automate a few things to make it a little more efficient. So first we're going to be talking today about quick parts. A couple of people have asked to be sure to study that. Former students have, sent emails to Dr. McMurray saying that was really helpful. So how we get to quick parts is we go to the Insert tab, and all the way down here is quick parts. Here's our main uh, tab. As you see, you've got this is a test thing. I'll get to this in a minute. Um, the way to really think about quick parts is that it's kind of like a textual toolbox. You can set some presets and basically have things that stay with you uh, in Word from document to document. Uh, the most efficient, or sorry, I think the most commonly used part of quick parts is auto text. Um, so we're in parts. We go to the auto text tab. Auto text is just a sample of text that you can save later on. You can see I've got a couple of saved things in here from when I was doing some dry runs of this, and my first two versions of this lecture I totally messed up, and WebConnect doesn't allow you to pause, go back, and re-record, so you do it in one shot or else, or you start over. So anyway, like they make my name auto text. This is the way I have it typed in my registration because I'm lazy. Um, but so I've got a couple. So I here saving things in auto text is easy. Now since I hadn't hit enter, it automatically included it on that line. But that is an auto text I had saved from an earlier version. So we're going to do auto text demo 1. So I've typed this text in here. Highlight it, go into my quick parts, auto text, save selection to auto text gallery. Please pardon the barking dogs. As I mentioned, WebConnect does not allow you to stop and read your card, so I'm just going with the sounds of nature. Anyway, so I'm specifically saving this into the auto text gallery. There are other galleries. Um, I think that saving everything into auto text or generally into quick parts is the far more efficient option. Um, we're just gonna start with that for now, and because this is our first week on it, and if you want more practice later on, we'll look into some of the other options. Anyway, so we've created this. It's called new building block. So we've got this text highlighted. We saved it. We've got the name, auto text demo. Save. Now, let's just go insert another page. Say we want that to show up on the other page. Auto text demo 1. Well, so what I did there, I didn't explain that very well. I'm sorry. I went into quick parts. Well, you saw me do it, but I'll go over it one more time. I went into quick parts, went into auto text, found it, just clicked it, and there it is right there. A great thing for this would be an email signature file. You store your name and your contact information, or any links you want, um, or your business address and a cover letter. You store that in there, and then you drop it into auto text, or you store it in auto text and drop it into your document. So then you can save specific document properties, and we're going to save this. An important thing to note is that things you store sometimes in AutoText and quick parts, usually they're saved automatically, but sometimes you actually need to save the document, or they themselves don't save, and they won't be carried over. I'm not honestly sure why that is, but maybe I can look that up later. Anyway, document properties. These are specific fields, like company phone. So you could put in, so here you've got company phone 00000. You type in the phone number. Save. So we're going to go into our other page, company phone. Hey, there are those numbers. The good thing about these two is that they're kind of mobile. They're not super elegant to move around. So you're like, oh, I really don't want my the phone number down here. I want it higher. You click on the little company phone tab, drag it up. There it is. Um, we can do that with email as well. Save it. On another page, or on another area. Hey, there it goes. I didn't want it. I wanted it right below the phone number. I clicked it and dragged it and moved it. Awesome. That's how that works. Sometimes it can be a little clunky if you've never ever used it before, but I think with a little practice, you'll get the hang of it. Let's see. We're gonna go. So here's this thing called the field option. The field option, honestly, I'm not gonna go into it today because the field option is 99% of the time used for, honestly, for mail merges. And we're not doing mail merges in this course. We're building books. We're creating PDFs. I'll drop a link to some documentation for how to use fields for anyone who wants to go out and do it. If there's an outcry, if everyone really, really wants to learn how to do fields, let me know and I'll find a time to work it back in. It doesn't really suit, it's not a tool that we're going to be using to build books in this course. But again, I'll post a link for anyone who is really interested in exploring that on their own. I don't want you to think I'm ignoring it. It's just it's not something that is, I think, applicable to this course. Anyway, sorry for that digression. Now the building blocks organizer. This is where you see all the things that are saved in auto text. So here's my name in lowercase. There's a preview of it here. So that's just Allison. Auto text demo 1. I typed that in earlier. It's got the little description there. Saving things. And then you can edit the properties. So I have it in auto text. I wanted to save it to somewhere else. I can. If I want to save it, in a different area, I can. If I want to create a new category, hey, look, I just created a new category. That document or that piece of text had already existed, but then I went and I changed it. As you can see, a lot of this is sort of built-in stuff. Um, like they're built-in building blocks. Things we'll get to. Some stuff with grids and page settings. We'll get to that in a couple of weeks. We're doing just a basic overview. But basically, this is sort of like your table of contents for all of your auto text. Another thing is you can save things to the Quick Parts Gallery in general. You can say, why would you want to do that? Because sometimes you want something quick access. That's good. So saving things to the Quick Parts, the general gallery, rather than in something specific like auto text or document properties, is that it's going to show up right up here on this bar. So here, this is some text I just dropped in. I saved it when I was sort of working out my notes for what I wanted to say in this tutorial. I saved it, and hey, there it is. Saving stuff to Quick Parts in general is very much like saving it into auto text. So what do we got? So again, we type what we want to say. Go to Quick Parts, and now see Save Selection to Quick Parts Gallery. Again, there are other places you can put it. I'm not going to go over page numbers and headers and footers because working with those is something that's going to get a unit all of its own, so I don't want to touch on it today. But so I'm saving it in the general quick parts only. Okay. Hey, so I went into quick parts. look, it was right on top here. It was the most recent thing I saved. Word thought, hey, it's recent. She must think it's important. Um, so it's gonna be right up top, so she can drop it in whenever she wants. Uh, so those are the basic parts of building of quick parts. Um, and again, there's sort of more to it than that. As you saw, there were ways you could do auto settings for headers and footers and page numbers. But again, I want to save that for when we actually talk about headers and footers and page numbers um, later, because those are kind of complex in Word anyway and get a unit all their own. All right. So now I wanted to just talk a little bit about managing your word options. Um, this is another way to just get a feel for learning how to customize, and automate things in Word. Um, uh, it's just a good way to explore with it. So we're here. So go to File, Options. Here are general things. So show mini toolbar on selection. You can select that or deselect that. The mini toolbar is this thing up here. Um, enable live preview. That can show how. We'll get to that later. It's basically a way to preview changes in documents without committing to them. We'll get to it when we talk more about working with templates and things. Here's display. Um, so um, I don't want to go through all of these one by one, but you can see how content is displayed on your screen. Here's on the screen printing options. So I honestly, as you can see, I have a lot of things turned off. I don't like Word. I like my Microsoft Office to be pretty minimal, pretty low key. But sometimes it's good. Sometimes you want your formatting marks. Sometimes people want to show tab characters and spaces. So I selected those. And now look, you see little space dots in here. You see a page break marker right here because I put in a page break. Um, or say I want to show all formatting marks. These aren't all going to show up, but look, see now you can see there are my paragraph breaks because those have been turned on. Again, I'm turning those off. You can also set up different printing properties. Just go in and explore. Proofing, okay. Autocorrect. Again, my autocorrect, we're going to look at it. As you can see, I have almost everything turned off because I hate autocorrect. But that's just me, and that's not you. And you know, if things work for you a certain way, format Word the way it works for you. Um, you know, do this is your tool. Make it work the way you want it to work. So, um, the only things I have here in the basic autocorrect uh, are correct accidental usage of caps lock and correct two initial capitals. These are things I do a lot. Or these are mistakes I make a lot. And so I want Word to fix these for me. Math autocorrect, you don't need to worry. Well, um, math autocorrect, you don't need to worry about right now. We might touch on it later. We'll see. Depends how much math you want to do. Again, see, and here, I know a lot of people who like to turn everything on. Uh, I don't. I do like to have my straight quotes as smart quotes, uh, and my fractions actually as characters, um, and hyphens as a dash. Um, uh, I'm actually going to turn off. I have bulleted lists. I don't do lists in Word very often. It's just not something I really do. You can auto bullet things. So if you an automatic numbered list, let's see if I can make it do that. Is do a new page. One something. And now, so you see Word automatically put in that number. Number two. Uh, I personally hate that, and I would have had that turned off more had I actually you know, used word for lists more often. But the point is, so that's these are other these are auto formatting options. Um, you can apply built-in heading styles will and paragraph styles. We'll get to that later. Um, you can even have it, but you can have it. You can work on preserved styles. Again, that'll make a little more sense. But if you say preserved styles, that'll preserve certain elements from document to document. Actions. Enable actions in the right-click menu. I have this all disabled because I don't use it, don't like it. But if you want to enable it, these certain things, if you right-click on a piece of text, it'll show those. It'll show these up. These will show up. That's not what I meant to do. Sorry. So again, you can have it ignore words in uppercase. I have it do that. Ignore words that contain numbers. Good, because sometimes things are going to appear in uppercase. Some, company names will be in uppercase. You don't want it to. You can have it ignore, yeah, uppercase certain numbers. It won't think of them as misspelled. It'll just make them inert. Ignore internet and file addresses. That's something important for me. It drives me crazy um, when it thinks, oh, this internet address is spelled wrong, so it's a jumble of words together. Uh, Flag repeated words is nice if you're someone who does sort of tend to repeat themselves a lot. Um, Enforce accented uppercases in French. I don't need that. I don't write French, but if you are, you know what? That's really cool. Check spelling as you type. I like that. Um, I'm turning off mark grammar errors as you type because that one drives me a little crazy. Because it often, you know, messes things up. Word is not always perfect at grammar. Here, under the save, you can actually set up, so the docx is the default format, but you could go and change your default format to anything here. Um, that's, and so then I would save it as a .doc, and if I wanted to save it as a docx, I would have to make that special. You can auto recovery information I'm going to change that to 5 minutes because that's 5 minutes sooner. I might not lose data if the power went out. um, Language, mine sit on English. You can add additional languages. Pretty much, lots of them, lots of different dialects. Um, you can also display your app language. Oh, advanced options with Word. Smart paragraph selection. You can have it indent things for you. Control click to follow hyperlinks. So that way, in case you accidentally click on a hyperlink, if you're editing a document, it won't just open a browser window and slow down your computer. Um, it's I'm just going through these really quickly. I don't necessarily want to go through them uh, one by one because I think that's kind of boring. I just want to show you all of the things it can do. You can format how you want things copied and pasted. So this one's great. Paste within the same document. So you're copying stuff within page 1 and taking it to page 2. Keep source formatting, merge formatting, so if 2 pages are formatted differently, they combine them, or keep text only. Pasting between documents. I'm changing that to keep text only. That's something that'll work well for me, uh, personally. Between documents and style definitions conflict, keep text only. And then I'll decide how I want to format them. Even from other programs, keep text only. Um, Again, that's sort of minimalistic. I like that. Insert pictures. Again, we're going to get into pictures more later. So the default is in line with the text. I just changed mine to top and bottom. I can change it back, but I don't have to. Um, so you can show how document contents are displayed. Printing settings again. Um, Customize ribbon and keyboard shortcuts. Um, here is where you can, add specific things uh, to your sidebars, to your tool tabs. And here is, sorry, here, let me show you what I did again. Keyboard shortcuts, customize. It's not always, I don't even honestly know all the keyboard shortcuts for my computer. Because I don't use many. But say, so, the view tab that's up here. You can hit Alt Control S to get into the view tab. I could change it to Alt. So the new shortcut key, it I'm trying to show. I realized it won't actually display it, but what I'm doing is hitting Control Alt P. Now it displays. I actually don't want that. I don't want to just mess up my shortcuts personally, but you could if you wanted to. See, most of these don't have commands because I honestly don't use use them that much. But the point is, you can do that. I could create a new shortcut key for that. Control Alt W. Now I can do that and access my fonts. I'm not going to do it. Note that you have to click this assign button to make that work. There. I did it. And now I've changed my mind. I'm going to remove it. But the point is I can do these things. Quick access toolbar, that's this thing. That's just a way to add more things to it. Add. See, I've just got save, undo, redo. Well, now I've added cut. I actually don't want that, so I'm going to remove it. Add-ins, we're not really going to discuss right now. We might get to that later. Trust Center, it's something for later. Anyway, that wasn't a super detailed. I just wanted you to know where that was, and I would like you this week to just go and mess around in there. And, yeah, just go and mess around and work it out and see if you can get things the way you like them. Anyway, that's going to wrap this up. I could. There. Um, all right. Sorry for the technical difficulties. This is my first time running this. Um, Next week should hopefully be a little smoother. Thanks a lot.